أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال الله تعالى في القرآن الحكيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الدين عند الله الإسلام صلوات Before I commence the majlis, and there are important ahadith that I wish to present, as usual, there are some couplets in Urdu. The reason why I recite Ash'ars in the beginning, as there is an assembly of mu'mineen, and whenever there is zikr of Ahlul Bayt and zikr Ali, the mu'mineen's heart warm up, and a couple of Ash'ars in the beginning enables us to do that. So today I will start first a shair about Mawla Hussain. He says, Madh Shabir kaha aur ye nacheez kaha. Madh Shabir kaha aur ye nacheez kaha. Khalik kul hai sana khan Shabir chaha. आशूर के शब से जरा जाके पूछ, आशूर के शब से जरा जाके पूछ, इस्लाम को बख्शी है जवानी किसने, इस्लाम को बख्शी है जवानी किसने। और जिक्र जिस छत के तले आले मोहम्मद का हो, उसको फिर छत न कहो, गुंबदे खिजरा लिखो, जिसमें रेहान विलायत की महक भी ना मिले, ऐसे गुलशन को फिजाओं का बसेरा लिखो। And especially for my youngsters, this shair says, आवाज अजानों की जो हर सू है जहां में, आवाज अजानों की जो हर सू है जहां में, शब्बीर तेरा लखते जिगर बोल रहा है। This is when you hear the azan, remember it's Ali Akbar's azan on the day of Ashura. And today, a special ash'ar, nazar for our President Sahib, Kambar Sahib, who's very conscious of keeping everything in time. And Alhamdulillah, the 9 nights have passed, and time has passed very well. And ash'ar, and the Muhibban Ali always find, even in the words like waqf, beautiful ash'ar from Imam Ali. So I'll give you a couple of couplets of that. वक्त एक बहता हुआ धारा है, वक्त एक बहता हुआ धारा है, न हमारा है न तुम्हारा है, न हमारा है न तुम्हारा है। वक्त के घड़ी में 12 घंटे है, वक्त के घड़ी में 12 घंटे है, ये मोमिन के लिए इशारा है। और उनके बीच में 5 निशान है, और उनके बीच में 5 निशान है। मौलाई के लिए ये खूब इशारा है, वक्त एक बहता हुआ धारा है, लेकिन इस वक्त के घड़ी में 3 कांटे हैं, लेकिन इस वक्त के घड़ी में तीन कांटे हैं। उनकी चक्कर में सारी दुनिया है, उनके चक्कर ने सबको मारा है, वक्त एक बहता हुआ धारा है। The 9th or the 10th night of Ashara is Zainabiyah, the Ashara in which we gathered, and those who came regularly, sincerely gathered, knowing that these gatherings were those in which our Ahlul Bayt were present. Our Waliul Asr, Hujjat ibn al-Hasan salawatullahi alayhi, himself is present, and Janab Fatima Zahra is present. It is in these gatherings we give condolences to our Aimma. And the azma of this gathering, I have given you 9 separate hadiths every night of the importance of Azadari. And let us never underestimate the importance of this Azadari. Because when we see the scenes in Canada, you cannot, but I remember last year where I was, if you turn the satellite to Al-Furat in Iraq, today and already last 3 days ago, from all the townships and all the cities around Najaf and Karbala, people have started walking towards Karbala. We heard of the incidents where there was a bombing with one of the groups of procession. Mu'mineen gathered near Karbala. These people who were just like rabbits hidden in the rabbit hole for 25 years. In the time of Saddam, the Shia kept their faith alive through Azadari. And when chance came, they came out on the streets saying, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. And now they are joining in. Today and tonight, if you see the scenes in Karbala, your heart will be moved. Mu'mineen are gathered in full numbers. And the azm of this Azadari is so great that one Shaheed, Habib ibn Madahir, came in dream to an alim, and the alim addresses to Habib ibn Madahir, "Oh Habib, you must have such a great status. You became a Shaheed, a martyr in Karbala. And how great a status this is." And the alim turns, "Is there anything else you wish after such great status?" And Habib ibn Mazahir says, "Yes, this status is so great where I am. Even the imams do salutations when they do ziyarat-e-wadisa. But," he said, "I wish that I could be also one of the Azadaran of Hussein. Because the Azadari of Hussein has got such a great status in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I also wish that if I had another life, I would be one of the Azadaran of Hussein." Such great status. And this Azadari is not to be taken lightly. In fact, there was a place in Trinidad, in West Indies, where a number of years ago, our Mu'min brother, somebody went there. And he suddenly saw, on the day of Ashura, or around that date, they took up a carnival. They called it the Jose festival. Hussein word they changed into Jose, because these people in Trinidad moved from India and Pakistan hundreds of years ago, 120, 150 years ago. They've forgotten the language, everything. But in there, somewhere their grandfathers had kept something called Jose festival. And they used to go in the streets making mahmils, and although they were not Muslims in practice at all, they used to say, "This is the victory for the righteousness, Hussein, against the tyrant." And they used to make a procession. But being West Indians, they had drums and carnival atmosphere. So this man asked, "Oh brothers, fellow humanity, what are you doing in the streets now? Who is this Jose?" And they said, "This is Jose, the one who was martyred many years back for righteousness." And this brother realized that they are continuing, though they are now in a very bad way, as for Islamic life. They were not Muslims. They were just left by name, if at all. Some of their names had changed as well. But they were doing this. They even used to drink when they participated in Mazala, in these processions. But they continued. Suddenly this brother decided that these people have some seeds of something. So a Bilal Muslim Mission of America made a special team of Muballighs who went to Trinidad and started telling them, "Do you know who this Hussein is? These are the books, read about it." And Alhamdulillah, in the last 5-7 years, this procession has changed. They start with Salah and they finish with Salah. See, they have now changed themselves. Now, a question that I wish to pose. I was talking to Maulana Jan Ali Qasmi just before coming about the threat to the Shia madhab. There is a threat from Wahhabis, there are threats from outside, there is a threat within our own Shia community. There are a group of people who understand the importance of Azadari, but they have taken Azadari to such an extent, away from ulamas, away from namaz, away from salat, that they believe that Azadari is awwal and it is better. If there is namaz, the namaz doesn't matter. Fasting doesn't matter. And the situation has got to such a stage that they will not listen to any ulamas or any fiqh masalas. Only thing they live for is Azadari. They are our Shia brothers. They need to be taught. I went to Manchester as part of my duty in the Islamic Cultural Affairs Committee of the European Council. As a chairman, we visited some center in Manchester. And when we went there, we were shocked. The mosque was there, but outside the mosque, there was a huge mazar. And you know whose mazar it was? We asked, what is this? Why were people going so much into this mazar? And they said, this is the mazar of Zuljana, who was going on the procession. We go and we pray there and we do du'as there. We don't have to come into the mosque. This is the state where we can get. Salah is not important. It was time that an alim there was changed. An alim was brought who understood the fiqh masala. He was brought there. He started praying namaz al-Jummah. There were 5 people. There were 500 in that mosque. 5 people used to attend. When there's a mazar, so many attend it. But alhamdulillah, now with the fiqh of Ja'fariyah and the true maqsad, because Imam Hussein himself in Karbala stopped the battle. You know, in the middle of the battle, didn't stop. Arrows came. Did Imam not value the life of those people who stood in front of Imam to save those who were praying? So many arrows came into the heart of these people. And they died soon, they were martyred. But Imam said, no, this is the time of namaz. Right in the middle of Karbala. If Imam in Ashura can stop for namaz, is the azaya of Imam cannot be understood with namaz? The importance of namaz, the maqsad of Imam Hussein. And these people who call themselves different names, some people call themselves, they call themselves in some places Malangis. But they have decided that azah is not important. And that center was used whole night for azah Hussein, but none of them ever prayed. They even thought that use of some light drugs is okay. In that basement in the mosque, there was light drugs used, because we can keep awake all night. This is the state of when you take it to one extreme. We have to understand the importance of azah, and we have to understand the maqsad, the real true reason why Imam Hussein sacrificed his life. Salawat. Islam, the perfect religion. Inna deena inda Allahi Islam. Today I have a very important topic, and I will try and wrap it within my 50-55 minutes. But inshallah, the time has gone so fast, as I said in my shairi, I have not been able to cover and do justice to the topic. So I have to rush a bit. And inshallah, you'll give me attention as fast as I can go. Islam, the religion, the perfect religion. The only religion acceptable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna deena inda Allahi Islam. Islam, the religion of perfect guidance. Islam, the religion of nature and fitrah. Islam is that one religion that talks about how it can deal with human nature in perfect manner. And when you look at all other laws, when I was driving on the road, a number of times I sat with Mu'mineen in Edmonton, and alhamdulillah, they hosted me in the afternoon to go one place or another. And whenever I said, when somebody was trying to speed, or I saw a car going, I said, isn't there a speeding camera? Won't there be a traffic police catching you? And they said, yes, if they are there, they will catch us, but now they are not there, we are alright, we can go fast. That is the point. The laws made by Allah subhanahu, the laws made by mankind have weakness. The weakness is they need a policeman all the time. They need somebody to look over, because it doesn't rule over your heart, your zamir. But the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are such that Allah is there with you wherever you are. Nearer than your jugular vein. Allah is there every time. Haven't we seen in Quran, and all of you read Quran, and inshallah read the tafsir of Quran, because Ahlul Bayt says, and our Holy Prophet says, I leave you Quran and Ahlul Bayt together. We have to read our Quran. And if you read the Quran, we'll find the story of Hazrat Yusuf. Haven't we seen that how Zulaykha had a bad intention towards Hazrat Yusuf, and how Hazrat Yusuf saved himself piously. So Hazrat Yusuf, as Zulaykha had bad intention, she started covering the idols in the room with a curtain, with a piece of cloth everywhere else. Hazrat Yusuf turned to Zulaykha. Zulaykha, why are you doing this? Why are you covering these idols that you worship? At that stage, she said, these are my gods, and I have an evil intention, and they will see me when I'm participating in evil intention. Then Yusuf said, your gods you can cover. My God Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all the time with me. How will I answer him if you force this evil intention on me? And how Hazrat Yusuf is telling us, Allah is there with you all the time. Nearer than your min hablul warid, nearer than your jugular vein. This beneficial to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who created the milk in the breast of the mother before the child needs the milk. How beneficial this Allah is. He created cure before disease comes. In Hazrat Isa's time, there was a very bad disease, a special type of plague. And people went to Hazrat Isa, Ya Nabi Allah, what shall we do? So many people are dying. And Hazrat Isa said, bring the shepherds. And he asked all the shepherds, have you seen a new plant or a new herb growing when you were taking your sheep to graze? And some of them said, Ya Nabi Allah, we have seen this new type of herb growing. Nabi Isa said, bring that herb to us. They crushed it and gave to all that was ill. And Nabi Isa said, Allah created the cure before even the disease. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is beneficent and merciful. If only we understand. We live in Edmonton, in Canada, in UK, it rains all the time. In Canada, it snows all the time. But when you're driving, you need windscreen wipers. Without that, it's no good. Even when it started to melt, all the dust and all the mud water comes into your car screen and you go to clean it. Look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at our eyes and eyelids. How many times it is working all the time. Not a speck of dust stays there. Every time a speck of dust comes into our eyes, look at the magnificent creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah has given us the windscreen wiper on our eyes before even we needed it. Before we knew what we need. Allah, the beneficent creator of subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ I have created the man in the best of form. But they are to decline except those who believe and do good deed. See, those who believe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says they do good deed. And those who believe, there was only one word, Qulu la ilaha illallah tuflihu. Holy Prophet said, say la ilaha illallah and you will be successful. At that stage, what is the Prophet telling us? He's saying, La, there is no God but Allah. You see, the Makkans say to Holy Prophet, why don't we accept Allah as one of your gods? There are 360 idols, we'll add one more. But the Holy Prophet said, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but Allah. That is the only superpower that you connect with. He's there with you all the time, in every way. And this Allah is so compassionate and merciful. Fir'aun, the Pharaoh, who was the tyrant, who believed himself as God, or who told everybody to worship him as God. Once, in his kingdom, there was a drought, a major drought. And all the people started turning against Fir'aun. At that stage, Fir'aun, who knew that his wife Asya was a mu'minah, and she was praying to somebody all the time. He turned and he went to the corner and started praying to the God of Asya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he says, I know you are there. I know I'm not God. I say to people, because I want power, but I know I'm not God. You are the real provider. Please let us have rain, otherwise my whole people will perish. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted his wish, and the rain came. How great Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. If we only understood who our Lord is. And Mawlaya Muttaqiyan, Asadullah al-Ghalib, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullah. In a battle of Siffin, in the middle of the battle, one man comes to Mawla and says, Mawla, what does it mean that Allah is one. What does it mean? People reprimanded that person. Don't you know? Mawla is in the middle of battle, there are arrows being fired, there are enemies in front, and you are asking what does it mean that Allah is one? Mawla said, stop, don't reprimand this person. The very fact that we are fighting this battle is to establish Allah is one. Let him come and hear me. And Mawla stopped. And he said, your answer is this. One here does not mean the first, that there is another second. It doesn't mean that. And he said, nor does it mean one from amongst others. But it means Allah is unique, who cannot be divided, and none can be like him. His sifat, his qualities are integral to his entity. If he is alim, he's kull ilm himself. He's not an added quality. When a young person starts learning, he's learning the knowledge. Allah is knowledge himself. There's no stage where he's separated from it. And then he said, Laysa sifatin haddun ma'adud. There's no limitation to his qualities. Beautifully Mawlana Muttaqiyyan explains us. And as he was walking in the street of Medina, he heard somebody, just like there's a habit to prove his point. Wallah, this man said, I swear in the name of one who is hidden between the 7 curtains. Mawla turned to him and said, whom did you mean? On whose name did you swear? And that man said, I'm of course swearing in the name of Allah. He's hidden between the 7 curtains. Mawla says, don't say that. Allah is nearer than Jaguar Wine to you. He's right with you at every moment. You should never say that Allah is hidden from you. He's there right wherever you are. And the moment said, Ya Mawla, what is my kafara for having said that? He said, never forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with you. That is your kafara. Always remember that Allah is there. And I started long way back explaining you. Islam has 3 major questions. Min al-ayn, ila ayn, li ayn. Min al-ayn, where did I come from? Ila ayn, where am I going? Li ayn, what was the purpose? Why am I here? Why am I here? Ask yourself that question, ponder. Because we saw how Hur pondered the night of Ashura and changed his life. We can change our lives by asking the question. And we find beautiful examples of Islam demonstrated to us by even those who connected the Ahlul Bayt. Bahlul was in the streets, and in the middle of the streets, he started a particular action. And you know, Bahlul had his own way of explaining to people. So on the way, in the street, there was a broken trunk of a tree, a fallen trunk that had fallen down. So he went to the trunk, and went on the side of it and lifted it up and then put it down. Then he went to the other side of the trunk, lifted it up with difficulty, but he managed to lift it up quite easy, not too difficulty. Lifted it up. Then he went to the middle of that heavy trunk and lifted it up, and he couldn't lift it. Then people said, Bahlul, why are you doing this again and again? What is the purpose? Why are you doing this, lifting the trunk from one side, from the other side, and dropping it down again? What is the purpose? And then Bahlul said, don't you know, don't you understand? This one side of the trunk is dunya, and the other side is akhirah. If you want to live this world and just live for this world, it's easy in this world, you can lift it. But then you lose all of akhirah. If you just live for akhirah, then you'll have to lose all dunya. The most difficult task for a moment is to lift the one in the middle. Balance the life with the world and the hereafter. Bahlul is teaching us what Islam is, how Islam is. And you got to understand beautifully from that what Islam is. And there are hadiths. Now I'm going to move to my main point for the majlis today. But there is a hadiths that we get quite often. We do not ponder. My message is ponder. Let us think. What is the Imam saying? There's a hadith of the Holy Prophet, and a number of A'immah have narrated this hadith. They say a Muslim brother is like a mirror, is a mirror to each other. Muslim brothers are like mirror to each other. Let's think about this, just one hadith, and understand Islam from this hadith. What is the Holy Prophet trying to say? What is Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? trying to say in this hadith? He's saying each of us are mirror for the other person. What does a mirror do? Let's think. If you go in front of the mirror, it will tell you exactly as you are. It will tell you who you are and what you look like exactly. It will never tell you any false thing. It will never give you any false picture of you. It will never exaggerate or never say anything bad. That's one point we can take. There are a number of points. Each hadith, if you think more and more points will come. The second point I can tell you. If you go in front of the mirror and you go in front of it and the mirror tells you you have that defect. You have got a blot of ink or something or a cut on your face. That mirror will tell you that's a cut there. You go away, somebody else comes there, the mirror will not tell that person has got a cut or something spoiled on his face. Never tell. Thousands can pass through the mirror. Mirror will never tell other person. Never do ghibah. Never tell other person what the other person has got. How beautifully Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and our Holy Prophet is trying to explain it. Look at the mirror again. What is the mirror? Look at the habit of our mu'mineen. We try and tell each other, oh, this guy's got this, guy's got this. But look at the mirror. We are supposed to be mirror. Not tell each other, not do ghibah of each other. And the third quality of a mirror, as you ponder, you'll yourself find more qualities. The third quality of the mirror is you go in front of the mirror and yesterday or last week you had a big cut here. Now it's healed, it's not there. Or a big blob or something not very nice looking. But now it's gone, it's washed away. You go again to the mirror, it will not remind you, oh, you had this on you. It will never remind you. It will forget, it will tell you the fresh situation. This is what you are. Islam is that religion that teaches you insaniyat, humanity. Islam is a religion that is a perfect guidance for mankind. Today, I want to develop one topic. I promised from the first night that there are a number of challenges, and unfortunately the days have passed and mu'mineen could not assemble in time. There were issues, but I was not able to present all the challenges. But today's majlis is the last one, and tomorrow, inshallah, the last one, which is Masaib. But inshallah, some points will be mentioned tomorrow as well. But the most important challenge that we have is Islam is the religion that downtrodds on women's rights. Islam is a religion that crushes women. Islam is a religion that looks down upon women. This is what the Western society, through their popular press, tell us. And as I said yesterday, if a nun wears hijab or nun wears some good covering, it is considered, oh, she's a holy mother and respected. But a Muslim woman who wears hijab, it is said, oh, she's the downtrodden Muslim. Look at her women, she's oppressed Muslim. So today I want to tackle the challenge that we have. How do we answer about women in Islam? What is the view of Islam on women? In fact, we have a problem within ourselves. On one side, we have challenges. Like a girl who was born Shia in Canada, a girl called Irshad Manji, and she decides, due to her own devious agenda, for her own immoral way of life, to write a book called Trouble with Islam. And in that book, she has written a number of things. She went to Jerusalem. And I can assure you, she goes in Jerusalem as a guest of the Israelis, and she says, oh, these Palestinians are all at fault. They are the people who are backward. Israel is trying to make them come up. She puts that special paragraph after paragraph of why she thinks the Palestinians are at fault. I have been to Jerusalem myself when I went to Ziyarah. And there was a bus that I took from Amman to Jerusalem. And I, with my own eyes, went to Masjid al-Khalil Ibrahim and Masjid al-Aqsa. And I saw, they were all British citizens in that bus. We came down. There was a whole load of army there with their butts of gun, Israeli army. Young ones who had no regard of any person. And there were ladies who were crying, Palestinian ladies. They were crying for the young little ones that were taken in by them, by their soldiers. And I saw, and we all saw with our own eyes, how they used the butts of the gun to hit the heads of these ladies who were in hijab. Right in front of the whole public. People would come from abroad. They didn't care. Their anger, their treatment of Muslims is like dirt. But this lady says, oh yes, he said they are being treated. It's a Palestinian. So there's a challenge from within. There is challenge, and yet we find there was a lady called Yvonne Ridley. I don't know whether you heard of her. She was one of the lady who was captured by Afghanistan, Muslims in Afghanistan. She's a journalist, and she writes that when she left, she was given a freedom. She said, the way they treated me, the Muslims, I can say that I had nobody even touching me, or in any way abusing me, or in any way mistreating me. And when I was left, she promised that she will read Quran. Now she has become a staunch convert of Muslim after reading Quran. When she came back to England, she's now become a host of a channel called Islam channel. And she has written books about how what is the right of women in Islam. Here is a convert who says Islam is one of the most beautiful message of Islam. And Islam is the most beautiful religion that looks after all the action. So let us look at Islam and what is the role model. We have to look at Islam through role models. We find that people like Imam Khomeini, when he was asked in 66, where is your army? And he says, you don't know where my army is? My army is in the laps of the mothers who are in Iran. Those who are upbringing the children in the true Shia faith. They are my army. I have no supporters now. But you wait for 12, 15 years and these children are going to be my supporters. And that's what happened in Iran. And when you look at our life of Aimma, our Ahlul Bayt, and Janab Fatima Zahra, Salamullahi alayha, we find that the Sarvar-e-Kainat, Ashraful Makhluqat, Khatimul Nabiyyin, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, standing up for her. Do you think that the Holy Prophet was standing up for Bibi Fatima when she entered the room was because it was her daughter? Because if that was so, Imam Ali would stand up for Bibi Zainab. Because Bibi Zainab was Saniya Zahra. That would be the Sunnah. But no, the Holy Prophet, Sarvar-e-Kainat, is standing up for Sayyidun Nisa'i al-Alameen, the leader of all the womankind. It's the respect towards women of mankind that the Holy Prophet was indicating. And you look at her life as a daughter. What a comforter, what a companion. The Holy Prophet goes in Taif and they're stoning with rocks. He's bleeding, his shoes is filled with blood. Janab Fatima Zahra takes wet clothes when the Holy Prophet comes, comforts his dad and cleans the wounds. This is the role model we have got in Islam. And how she was partnering Tabligh. Partnering Tabligh. That people used to line up on Janab Fatima Zahra's doorstep to find out fiqh masalas, what Islam says, what is the religious duties of women. Great role she played. As a wife, she was confidant of Imam Ali. And even after the death of the Holy Prophet, when she came round and knocked the doors of Ashabs. You think Imam Ali, who was declared Man kuntu Mawla wa Haza Ali Mawla, didn't stand up for his rights? After Abu Bakr was appointed by people in Saqifa, Janab Fatima Zahra and Imam Ali went to the doorsteps of all the Ashabs, saying, do you remember this? On the day of judgment, we do not want to be blamed. Do you remember this? What was said in Ghadir. So Janab Fatima Zahra came with Imam Ali in Tabligh mission. She was confident, and look at the words of Mawla Ali when she passed away. He says in Nahjul Balagha, he says, budding flower who although has withered away, her fragrance will remain deep inside me, my mind and my heart. Look at the compliment Imam Ali placed to Janab Fatima Zahra. the personality. And as a mother, I want to be seen how she rocked the cradle of Hassan and Hussein Mawla. And how she brought up the Zainab bin Kulsum. How her upbringing made sure that Islam survived. That great personality we have got. And we have seen many examples. Till today the Muslims go to Hajj and they do Sunnah of Hajara, the wife of Hazrat Ibrahim. Safa and Marwa. Why? Because she did sacrifice for Islam. Now, getting to answer the points. I've given you the role model, I've given you the Islamic perspective. I want to answer specific points. But before I do that, we have to understand that we as women, as men, need to have a paradigm shift. It's a big word. I try and use very simple word in English, but today I want to explain this word, paradigm shift. Paradigm shift is you change your position to another position to understand what the real role of women is. Because in the subcontinent, in the Hindu culture in the old days, what used to happen is well known. We as Muslims need to have paradigm shift about women in Islam. And one psychologist beautifully explains what paradigm shift is. He says one person is suddenly traveling in a train. In the train, very tired, long journey. He's worked the whole weekend in the city. And say he's from Toronto, going to London, Ontario in train or wherever. And he's seated on a Friday afternoon in his compartment. The compartment is big. And opposite there's a man with 3 children. They are seated on there. And the children are running amok, heaven. Somebody's jumping, somebody's shouting, somebody's crying. And this man is seated on the opposite side. He's got a terrible headache. He just can't bear what's going on. So what does he do? He suddenly tolerates for a minute, few minutes, and then he gets angry. And he tells that man, this is a long journey, we've got a couple of hours to travel. Don't you know that your children are running amok? Can't you tell them to do something? Can't they keep quiet? Can't they stop running around, jumping around the compartment? They're hurting me, they're also spoiling my sleep, they're spoiling my rest. I cannot, my head is hurting. That man just looks at this other man and says, the father of the child, for a moment he looks at it and he says, what can I do? He says that word. And then he goes further and he says, I've just come back from a major hospital in Toronto. And the mother of this child was very seriously ill. And she has just passed away a few hours ago. She passed away. And this child cannot comprehend what's happened to the mother. It's only 4, 6, 8-year-old children. They cannot understand what's going on with that mother. Why the mother is no more there. And how can I explain it to them? At that stage, this man suddenly takes a deep breath. What did I do? And then he takes out all his crisps and chips and whatever he's got in the sweets in his bag, orders everything. Come children, sit down, let's talk. He starts playing with the children. What happened? Paradigm shift. He started seeing through the eyes of that man. And now the children were quiet in the train. They were being looked after now jointly. We need to understand how challenging the role of the women in this Western society is in upbringing our children here. We need to understand that. We need to respect them. We need to assist them. Imam Khomeini used to help in the domestic work himself. And all our Aimah have valued helping domestic work for our women. We need a paradigm shift. I'm saying this at the end because hopefully the men don't get so angry with me that they say Khuda Hafiz to me next day. So it's towards the end, so you can't do much with me now that I say it. But we need paradigm shift. We need to think about how women need to be treated in our community. How Islam tells us to treat women. And if we look, they accuse Islam about women. If we look at the world before, I give you a little bit of statistics. I know it's very important to understand. Mu'minin, can I ask you to come forward a bit because there are people at the back who cannot get in. Salawat. I need to give you statistics. You look at the history of mankind, how mankind has treated women. They accuse Islam about treating women. I'll tell you what Islam says about women in a minute, what the Holy Prophet said. But first let's look at the statistics. Ancient Greek civilization, they were treating women as impure commodity to be sold and bought. Women were treated by the ancient Greek civilization. Go and read the history. When you look at the Romans, they viewed women as devil, means of corrupting mankind. They were thinking women were devils who were corrupting mankind. And as late as 586 AD, it's not very long ago, there was a conference, 586 AD. We're talking about just over 1500 years ago. There was a conference in France, 1500 years ago. And what was the conference about? People from the world gathered. What was the topic? Is woman to be regarded as human being? This is the society they accuse us. French society, gathered in the Western society. Is women to be treated as human beings? We know the Jahiliyat and the Arabs, how they buried the young girls, how backward they were in burying the young girls alive. Jahiliyat of Arabs. We know the Hindus. Our Hindu in India, even till recently, there were articles that there were concept of sati. Sati is when a husband dies and he is put on the pile of fire there to be burnt, the wife jumps in there. That was the custom. And it's now been banned by the Indian government, but still it happens. This is their concept of Hinduism. They accuse Islam. And when you look at it, in England, people could not own, until 1888, women were not allowed to own real estate or property. Only it could be owned in the name of the father or the husband. And up to 16 years ago, women could not even file their tax returns. They had to use their husband's name to file the return. So this is the situation which happens in the society that they accuse us. But when we look at the perspective of Islam, and we turn to the personality of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. On 28th Safar, 11th Al-Hijrah, the date of the passing away, the wafat of the Holy Prophet. The Holy Prophet is breathing his last moments, and he turns to his beloved Mawla Ali, his beloved Wali Ali. Ya Ali, come near me. And he puts his mouth on the ears of Ali and says few words to him. Now, my topic is still women, but this is a point of Messiah, a point of Fadail that I cannot miss, because we are the believers of Ali and Mawla Ali. The Holy Prophet turns and says something to Mawla Ali. And within those few moments, Mawla Ali said that the Holy Prophet transferred kulla ilm, everything that is in knowledge, to me within those moments. Now, when we look at it, when we think about it, it looks strange. Few seconds, few minutes, Mawla Ali is listening to what the Holy Prophet tells him. But it changes. He says it's all knowledge. When you think about knowledge, today if you just get encyclopedias and the big books, there was a time when you'd fill rooms and rooms with books. And it would take ages to transfer that sort of knowledge in people's mind. But today, alhamdulillah, we live in the electronic age. In electronic age, we can understand, because if you have electronic connection, internet connection, you have the electricity, you have the computers, you have the equipment, within seconds, within nanoseconds, millions of megabytes and gigabytes can be transferred between one source to another. Now, why I said it is Fazail? Remember, there was a Noor of the Holy Prophet on one side, and Noor of Mawla al-Muttaqiyan, Asadullah al-Ghalib, Ali ibn Talib al-Hussein. See, when one Noor was there and another Noor was there, millions and millions of gigabytes, all the knowledge can be transferred within seconds. Why not? Because these were complete Noor. This world's lights and electricity and connections are meager. The connections of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is infinite. So, what did happen at that time? It was Fazail that I wanted to mention. But I want to come back to this issue. The last words, then he turned, after he said it to Mawla Ali, he turned to all the people around there, and he said, "O my ummah, be wary of your duties towards the women of my ummah." This is the Holy Prophet's one of the last words. What is he saying? He's reminding us of our duty towards women, because Islam came to increase the status of women, and how it does that. Remember, even at the last moment, Rahmatul lil Alameen remembers the women of mankind and Islam. And if you turn to Quran, there are ayahs after ayah. I have run out of my time, and I want to go to Urdu very soon. But there are ayahs after ayah, that tell you. For example, chapter 33, ayah 35, it details, for men who submit and women who submit, for devout men and devout women, God has prepared forgiveness and mighty reward. In Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 223, Allah says, wife and husband, women and men have reciprocal rights, according to what is equitable. This is what Quran says about women. Do we treat women according to Quran? And then sometimes we are asked, our opponents of Islam ask you a question. Where is equality? You talk about equality in Quran, equality what Prophet said. Where is equality if in the inheritance a boy gets 2 shares and a girl gets 1 share? Where is the equality? And then they ask you a question. The Western people will learn about Islam. They ask you a question. Where is equality if husband can divorce man? Just like that. Now, we have to understand and answer this question. Where does it say, first of all? Let's forget the headline. You see, I don't have time, but I would have told you my experience about and my research on how press headlines come about and how misleading it can be. We did a special research long way back when I was studying British politics. And at that time, we did research on how the headlines are manufactured. But forget the headlines. Let us look at the what thing. Where does it say that women have half the share of men? Where does it say in Quran? It says in the ayah that the child, it says, for example, when there is a mother and a father, mother is a woman, father is a man, the share is equal. It's not half. When the inheritance goes to brother and sister in certain circumstances, there are tabqa. There is the rules of inheritance in fiqh. And everybody should know about the rules of inheritance, because it's wajib to do the wasiyah according to the Islamic faith. But the rules of inheritance, if there's the brothers and sisters, they inherit equally. There's no half and double share. So, and sometimes women might even get more. For example, there are no brothers, no children, no nephews. Then the nephews and nieces, certain nephews may get less, certain nieces might get more according to Sharia, depending on who their father was or how they are connected to the person. And as far as the half share is concerned, yes, the daughter gets half, the son gets double share, because Islam gives a share according to responsibility. There is more responsibility on the son. The daughter has got no obligation to upkeep the husband or the children. But the husband, the son, has to look after his parents, look after his wife. All her expenses have to be paid according to Islam by the husband. It's not a favor. If they work and they contribute with you in your expenses, alhamdulillah, they do it voluntarily. But your duty is to give them all their expenses. And Islam then talks about the rights and the duties of a boy, a man, his father, children and wife. All those expenses are to be met by the boy. That's why there's a double share. And when they talk about divorce, I haven't got time now, but I'll just conclude. When they talk about divorce, do you know that when nikah is recited, the woman makes the contract? You know the Maulana that represents the woman? He puts the condition, woman puts the condition. It is a contract from a woman to the man. And the man's Maulana representative says, Qabiltu. The one who puts the question, and Kahtu is the one who is the person, who's the representative of the women. So it's the women who makes the contract. And when the divorce happens, men have right, but to give divorce in circle. Divorce is really looked bad, very bad in Islam. It is one of those acts which is called karahat. The arsh moves when you give divorce, because it's not liked by Allah. But when it has to happen, Allah has kept a permission for it. But women have also right to get divorced where there are extreme difficulties. They can go to Hakim al-Sharia, to Marja, to pronounce divorce. It is not that man, or it's not like our Ahl Sunnah brother, where you say, talaq, 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 and it's finished. It's not like that. Shia has a very clear concept of how talaq is recited. So we have got to understand. We got to answer. We got to answer their accusations. We got to answer the points that we have in Islam. Islam, the most beautiful religion. Just a couple of couplets of Masail in English and I move to Urdu. Tonight is the night of Arba'een. Tomorrow, inshallah, as our honored President Kambar Sahib said, that we will be having majlis at 12:45, soon after Namaz is already. And the most important part of tomorrow is the ziyarat of Arba'een. Nobody should miss this. This ziyarat Arba'een has great significance. It is like going in front of Imam Hussein in Karbala and reciting ziyarat. The sawabs are great. There are sawabs of Hajj for reciting ziyarat Arba'een. There are lots of hadiths about ziyarat Arba'een. And the specific time for it is tomorrow afternoon, and inshallah it will be recited, and I'm sure you will all be present in full number to say, Ya Hussein, we are here for your Arba'een. Because Bibi Zainab was in Karbala there, in Arba'een and in Medina. And we have to remember that. We are going to now remember our Mawla on the night. Tonight is the night of Arba'een. And how we say to our Mawla, peace be upon you, Ya Aba Abdillah, Yabna Rasulillah. O Hussein, who established the true faith by giving away his life in the way of Allah. O Hussein, O Mawla, who put his heart and mind and soul and life and all that he had for the mission of Islam. On this day, great day of mourning that we come into, the night of Arba'een and tomorrow, we say, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdillah, Assalamu alayka ya Ibn Rasulillah, Assalamu al Hussein. We say that because we know that our Aimma are present here in today's gathering, and they accept our salutation. After bidding tearful farewell to the grave of Janab Sakina, the caravan of the household of Hussein began its tearful journey. At the first sight of the land of Karbala, tears started flowing out of Janab Zainab and her 40 Imam. The ladies dismounted from the camel and walked to the graves of the beloved one. Bibi Zainab embraced the grave of Mawla Hussein. Oh my dear brother Hussein, Zainab is back from Kufa in Sham, but she brings a painful message for you. Oh my brother, do not look towards the grave of Abul Fazl Abbas. Sakina has not come back, she's not on that grave. We left Sakina in Sham alone. Oh my brother, look at Bibi Rubab, how she turns to Ali Asgar's grave and says, Oh Asgar, how can you please sleep alone in this dark grave in Karbala? हाँ, आज हमने औरतों के हुकूक पर पढ़ा था और चंद एक दो लम्हे वाइज के और हम मसाइल पे जाते क्योंकि ये मसाइल के दिन है। और हम जब देखते हैं कि जब हकीकत में माँ अपना फरीजा अदा करके ऐसे बच्चे को परवरिश देती है कि वो सही मानों में अहले बैत के चाहने वाले हो जाते हैं, अज़ादाराने हुसैन हो जाते हैं और वो अली अकबर जैसे शहजादे को के गुलाम बन जाते हैं। ऐसी माओं को हर आइमा भी सलाम कहते हैं। एक शायर कहता है, अपने बच्चों को हरेरे की हवा देती है, अपने बच्चों को हरेरे की हवा देती है, लफ्ज़ अब्बास का महफूम बता देती है, लफ्ज़ अब्बास का महफूम बता देती है। ذکر شبیر ملا کر وہ غذا دیتی ہے، ذکر شبیر ملا کر وہ غذا دیتی ہے، زیر تابوت کبھی جا کے لٹا دیتی ہے، زیر تابوت کبھی جا کے لٹا دیتی ہے، ننھے ہاتھوں کو وہ ماتم بھی کرا دیتی ہے، ایسی ماں کو تو زہرا بھی دعا دیتی ہے۔ اسلام اللہ کا پسندیدہ دین، اور جو اہل بیت سے تمسک ہو گئے، کیا ہدایت کا پیغام چھوڑ کے گئے۔ سلمان فارسی، جس کا نام سلمان محمدی تھا، وہ مدائن کے گورنر بنائے گئے۔ ابھی سلمان مدینے کو چھوڑ رہے ہیں، کتنے سالوں بعد مدینے کو چھوڑ رہے ہیں، مدائن کی گورنرشپ کی طرف۔ سارا سامان جو خود کا تھا وہ لے جا رہے ہیں۔ پتہ ہے کیا سامان تھا سلمان کے پاس؟ سلمان کے پاس ایک چٹائی تھی جو کھجور کے درخت کے پتے سے بنی ہوئی تھی۔ سلمان کے پاس ایک تھیلا تھا جس میں سوکھی ہوئی روٹیاں تھیں۔ سلمان کے پاس ایک مشک تھا، ایک پیالہ تھا پانی پینے کا، اور ایک تکیا تھا، بس سارا سامان سلمان کا۔ آپ کو سلمان کی ہسٹری پڑھنی ہو تو دیکھو وہ کیسے شام سے نکلے تھے رسول پاک کو تلاش کرتے کرتے، اتنی زحمتوں کے بعد کدھر کدھر سے آئے تھے، مدینے میں رہے، اصحاب رسول رہے، لیکن کل سامان بس یہی تھا۔ سفر میں چلے مدائن کی طرف، اور جب ایک کنویں کے نزدیک آئے تو دیکھا کہ راہ میں اور بھی مسافر تھے جو پانی پی رہے تھے، تشنہ تھے، وہ پانی پیتے تھے، ہاتھ سے پانی پیتے تھے۔ سلمان نے دیکھا کہ میرا مسافر بھائی پانی ہاتھ سے پی رہا ہے اور میرے پاس پانی کا پیالہ ہے۔ کہا سلمان تو نے بہت زیادہ سامان ساتھ رکھا ہے دنیا میں، دے دو۔ دے دیا پیالہ، اے مسافر لے جا یہ پیالہ، اس سے پانی پی لے۔ آگے گیا، رات کا وقت ہوا، سب آرام کر رہے تھے، سلمان تکیہ لے کے آرام کرنے لگا، لیکن جب دیکھا کہ دوسرے ہم سفر ہاتھ رکھ کے سوئے ہوئے ہیں، سلمان نے کہا سلمان تو نے تم سے خود سے زیادہ کی، اتنا زیادہ سامان رکھا ہے۔ تکیہ دے دیا، تکیہ دے دیا، لے جاؤ تکیہ، اس میں تم آرام کرو۔ جب مدائن پہنچے تو سادہ کپڑے میں یہ تین چیزیں، بس ایک تھیلی جس میں چند سوکھی روٹی اور بس وہ نماز، چاہے نماز، بس۔ اور سب مسلمانوں نے دیکھا یہ ہمارا گورنر ہے، یہ ہمارا گورنر ہے، یہ علی کے ماننے والے ایسے ہوتے جو اسلام کو صحیح مفہوم سمجھتے ہیں۔ عزادارو، اربعین کی رات آ گئی، اور آج ہم ضرور اربعین کے وہ مخصوص مسائل کو یاد کریں۔ کون سے مسائل کو یاد کریں؟ کیا کیا یاد کر سکتے ہیں؟ کل ہم نے مسائل میں پڑھا کہ کیسے بیویاں اکٹھے ہوئی، ظالم کے گھر میں عزا خانہ بپا ہوا، قید خانے سے اب اہل بیت کا قافلہ روانہ ہونے لگا۔ جناب رباب کو محمل میں بٹھایا گیا، محمل میں بیٹھی سب بیویاں۔ جب محمل تیار ہوئی اور سفر شروع ہوا، جناب رباب پکاری۔ جب محمل قید خانے کے نزدیک آئی، جناب رباب پکارنے لگی، اے سکینہ، اے سکینہ، بیٹی سکینہ، ماں وطن جا رہی ہے، خدا حافظ۔ پھر صاحبان اولاد آپ سن سکو گے جناب رباب نے شام کے رہنے والے کو کیا کہا، اے شام والو، اے شام والو، اس قید خانے میں سکینہ اکیلی رہ گئی ہے، میں جا رہی ہوں، میری سکینہ اکیلی رہ گئی۔ اور کہا آپ کا بڑا احسان ہوگا شام والو، کبھی کبھی اس اندھیرے قید خانے میں آ جانا اور شمع جلانا اور سکینہ کی قبر میں فاتحہ پڑھنا۔ واہ حسیا، واہ حسین کے سوگواروں کا قافلہ کربلا کی طرف چلا. یہاں مدینے سے صحابی رسول جابر بن عبداللہ انصاری امام حسین کی تربت کی زیارت کے لیے آیا. کربلا میں پہنچا تو غلام نے کہا مولا جابر ہم آ گئے. مولا جابر نے کیا کیا؟ اپنا امامہ زمین پر پھینکا، نالین کو اتار کر کربلا کے مقتل کی طرف دوڑے. جناب جابر قبر کے بیچ کے میں آ کے کھڑے ہو گئے اور پکارنے لگے، السلام علیک یا ابا عبداللہ، السلام علیک یا ابن رسول اللہ. فوراً ایک طرف سے آواز آئی، وعلیکم السلام یا جابر. سنتے ہی جابر اس آواز کی طرف دوڑے اور جا کے قبر سے لپٹ گئے اور کہنے لگے، مولا جابر بہت دیر سے آیا مولا. ناگاہ دور سے وہ حسینہ کی درد بھری آواز آ رہی تھی. جابر نے حسین کی قبر سے آواز پائی، اے جابر میری دکھیاری بہن زینب آ رہی ہے، میرے یتیم کی پرستار میری سوگوار بہن آ رہی ہے. یوں سے سن کر جابر استقبال کے لیے اٹھے. اے زمین کربلا، اے دشت نینوا، تو بھی استقبال کے لیے تیار ہو جا. مشکل خوشا کی بیٹی رسول کی نواسی آ رہی ہے. جب کربلا نزدیک آیا تو ثانی زہرا نے فرمایا، سجاد بیٹا سجاد، بھیا حسین کی خوشبو، خون کی خوشبو زینب کے استقبال کے لیے آ گئی. اب زینب سواریاں میں نہیں چلے گی، اب زینب کو سواریاں سے اتارو. سجاد نے پھوپھی زینب کو سنبھالا. ام کلثوم نے علی اکبر کی ضعیف ماں میں لیلا کو سنبھالا. زواروں کا قافلہ آگے بڑھا. جب زمین کربلا پر ثانی زہرا کے قدم پڑے تو خاک کے کربلا زینب کے قدموں سے لپٹ کر قدم بوس ہونے لگا. وہاں سے جابر استقبال کے لیے آ رہا تھا. جو ہی بیمار کربلا کی نظر جناب جابر پر پڑی، رسول کے اصحاب جابر پہ پڑی، بے اختیار لپٹ گئے. اے جابر میں بہتر کا سوگوار علی ابن حسین ہوں، خیر خانے سے رہا ہو کر آئے ہیں. جناب زینب کی نظر تربت حسین پر پڑی، جا کر تربت سے لپٹ گئی. بھیا زینب آئی ہے، بھیا تمہاری دکھیاری بہن زینب آئی ہے، تمہارے لیے سلام کا تحفہ لائی ہوں. بھائی سکینہ نے تم کو سلام بھیجا شام کے قید خانے میں. بھائی تمہاری امانت رہ گئی، سکینہ رہ گئی. اے میرے ماں جائے حسین، زینب تمہیں سکینہ کا پرسہ دینے آئی ہے. یہ کہنا تھا کہ فرات کے کنارے سے آواز آئی، اے شہزادی زینب، اے شہزادی زینب، کیا عباس کو بھول گئی تم؟ کیا سکینہ کا پرسہ عباس کو نہیں دیں گے؟ ایک طرف ام لیلا نوجوان بیٹے کی قبر پر فریاد کر رہی تھی، اے بیٹا علی اکبر، اے بیٹا علی اکبر، کتنے ارمان بھری ماں ہے، تیرے شادی تو رچانا نصیب نہیں ہوا. سی قبر چھوٹی سی قبر کے سرانے بیٹھ کر فریاد کرنے لگی اور تھپکیاں دے رہی ہے. جناب رباب وہ قبر پہ تھپکیاں دے رہی اور کہہ رہی ہے میرے شیر خان